Okay, I mentioned we would talk about this. We haven't had time this week. We have time today, and I'm not going to spend a ton of time on it. But the CPAC straw poll. Every CPAC, which is sometimes more frequently than we might assume, at every CPAC, there's something called a straw poll. A straw poll is a vote of those at CPAC. Who do we want to see be the Republican nominee or vice presidential nominee? Now, on the bonus show, we already talked about how Kari Lake came easily in first place in terms of who the CPAC attendees wanted to have as the vice presidential nominee. The other bit of this is that in the regular straw poll, Donald Trump easily won, very, very easily won. And in fact, DeSantis lost by 42 points. There is an article from The Hill. Trump easily wins CPAC poll. Former President Trump easily won the straw poll. Trump won with 62%. Florida Governor Ron DeSantis, likely his closest rival, came in at 20%, 62-20. That's plus 42 for Trump. Businessman Perry Johnson, who announced his candidacy this week, got 5%. I have to be honest, I don't even know who that is. I didn't even know about that. I have no clue what the deal is with Perry Johnson. Trump won last year's straw poll in CPAC with 59% and DeSantis 28%. So last year, Trump was plus 31 over DeSantis. And now Trump is plus 42. Now, a few important things to talk about. First and foremost, do CPAC straw polls reflect Republican primary voters? Not really, in the sense that there's a lot of people. Like, listen, if you're a Mitt Romney Republican in Utah or maybe Massachusetts, where Romney was previously governor, and you kind of want lower taxes and less business regulation, but you're sort of like pretty reasonable when it comes to social issues, you're not going to CPAC at all. So your vote, you're not even part of this entire thing. And when we look at actual polling, what we find is that it's definitely closer. A new Morning Consult poll that includes a whole bunch of different candidates has Trump plus 25. Still a very big lead, but it is not 42. There is a Emerson College poll, which does have Trump plus 41. But other than that, it's much smaller leads. Everything from Trump plus 8 all the way down to actually DeSantis even being ahead in some polling. So is Trump winning the Republican primary right now? Absolutely. There's no doubt. I don't think there is any, if you look at, the only way you can make the case that Trump isn't winning is by saying we are only going to pay attention to like the Susquehanna poll. And that's not a good methodology. We're either looking at an average of polls or we're looking at all A-rated pollsters or whatever. But to just say, based on this one poll that's a mediocre poll, Trump is not winning, doesn't seem accurate. So Trump is absolutely winning right now. Can it change? Sure. The other aspect to the primary, to the rather CPAC poll that I think is very, very interesting is that Republican candidate Vivek Ramaswamy, who is getting very little support, he said to Stuart Varney on Fox Business that you can just pay to rig the CPAC straw poll. Very interesting claim. Take a listen to this.
Is this Trump's GOP? I think that the America First agenda and the people who are behind America First are really committed to putting America first. Not Trump first, not Vivek first, it's America first. And what I saw there, I mean, I gave a speech. We got 5 standing ovations in the middle of the speech. There's also a little funny little secret I learned, Stuart.
Well, you're not going to get 5 standing ovations at the end. You would only get 1 at the end. So it makes sense they were in the middle.
I'm new to this as an outsider. One of the things you see as an outsider is how corrupt this system is. Yep. You know something funny about this? I've attended CPAC before. I didn't know it works this way. A consultant calls my campaign shortly after I declare and says, hey, we can get you up to number 2 on there if you pay a few $100,000.
Really?
I was shocked. You know, and I mean, you know what? There's a lot of people who are making money, not only off of me, but off of every presidential campaign. This will probably be not only the most expensive presidential campaign, the one that people in the industry, it's politics is an industry, people make so much money off of this that one of the things I'm going to be doing throughout this campaign is exposing it. Because you know what? I didn't get to where I am by actually just getting exploited. And I think the American people actually deserve to see the sausage getting made.
Did you pay?
So, absolutely not. I mean, that is fake. So why would I?
If he paid, he got ripped off. He got like 0 or something.
You get get bumped up to number 2?
No, I said I would take my speaking. I said I would take my speaking slot instead. And actually, people can see that speech on my website, vivek2024.com. See the speech and see the crowd's reaction. And I think people should be the judge of what's really going on.
Now, earlier we talked about the Carrie Lake story. Carrie Lake says someone came to her house and said, "Ma'am, I'll give you a bunch of money and a job to get out of politics." I tend not to believe that that happened. Do I believe what Vivek Ramaswamy is claiming actually took place, that he was offered the opportunity to pay to get himself the second slot? I kind of do. I at least am open to it. Why? Because there is already a sort of pay-to-play scandal involving the American Conservative Union, which is the organizer of CPAC, involving a guy named Brian Kelsey. This guy, Matt Schlapp, who runs CPAC, is a shady guy, to say the least. So I am much, if you say to me, David, do you think that Carrie Lake's story is the most likely story to be true, or Vivek Ramaswamy's story is the most likely to be true? I think the Ramaswamy story is much, much, much more likely to be true. Where will the polling be in 3 months, in 6 months? Absolutely no idea. We're going to follow it. We're going to watch it. It's a new year. Many of us are trying to make new positive changes. Here's something really simple that could be a game changer. Our sponsor, Athletic Greens. Every day, I take a scoop of AG1. I get 75 high-quality vitamins, minerals, and whole food sourced ingredients to last me all day long. This way, I just know my nutritional bases are covered for the entire day. It has everything I want, and that's important to me. Rather than doing the individual supplements and vitamins or whatever, I don't want to do any of that, okay? AG1 is the simplest way to just get everything I want for my nutritional foundation each day. AG1 is also a great bang for your buck. You're going to end up spending way more on all those bottles of vitamins and supplements and minerals. So save some money, make your life easier. Just a scoop of AG1. I love the travel packs, which let me take AG1 wherever I go. I have the big pack of AG1 at home. And when you go to athleticgreens.com/Pacman, you'll get 5 free travel packs plus a free year supply of vitamin D, which I use during the winter. The link is down below.